Visit licensuraexams.com and try our samples completely free of charge.
Okay, before we get started, Marcy from New York wants to know if we still do individual tutoring, which we just don't because we don't have enough hours in the day. So we do know some incredible therapists that are tutors. Send Hannah an email at go get a pen. I'll wait. Okay. info@thegoodneuron.com. And I'm sure she'll get you up to speed for your licensing exam. Okay, so let's start here. Who of you were around in 1965? Probably not many of you beginning therapists were, I know, but if you were, I'm sure you spent Friday evenings with the TV switched to Channel 4 NBC watching Get Smart with Maxwell Smart, the secret agent with a phone in his shoe who's always managed to get himself trapped in a phone booth every single week. I know, it sounds pretty strange, someone talking to their phone, but next time you're out, look around and see how many people are talking to their wrist. Just like Get Smart was the first show in the lineup before Bewitched, Gilligan's Island, and the Andy Griffin Show, using SMART goals should be one of the first orders of business that you do with a client. Every letter in SMART stands for a process. S, specific, M, measurable, A, achievable, R, relevant, and T, time-bound. Let's talk about specific. With specific, the goal is clear and well-defined rather than vague. Instead of feels better, it might be reduce panic attacks from daily to weekly. The goal must answer the 5 W questions, all right? What exactly will be accomplished? Who is involved? Where will it happen? When will it occur? And why is this important? Specific goals eliminate confusion and create a shared understanding between you and your client. Rather than broad statements like improve relationships, a specific goal targets precise behaviors or outcomes like have one 30-minute conversation with my teenage daughter each week without raising my voice or leaving for Publix to buy some sushi. Specificity also means breaking down complex problems into manageable components. If someone struggles with depression, instead of be less depressed, the goal might focus on one aspect. Get out of bed by 9 a.m. on weekdays or attend 2 social events per week. The second, M, measurements provide objective evidence of change and helps maintain motivation. This could involve frequency counts, in other words, like the number of panic attacks per week, duration tracking, hours of sleep per night, intensity ratings, anxiety level on a 1 to 10 scale, standardized measurements like the PHQ-9 for depression or the GAD-7 for anxiety, and behavioral observations, days attending work, number of social interactions. Measurable goals allow both the therapist, you, and the client to recognize progress that might otherwise go unnoticed, especially when change is really gradual. They also help identify what interventions aren't working and what needs to be adjusted. Achievable, so SMA, achievable. The goal is realistic given the client's current circumstances, resources, and constraints. It challenges the client, but is not overwhelming. Goals must stretch the client beyond their comfort zone while maintaining within reach. This requires assessing current functioning, available resources, external constraints, and competing demands. An achievable goal considers the client's baseline. Someone with severe social anxiety might start with making contact with Kai at the sushi counter at Publix before progressing to initiate a conversation with a coworker. Achievability also means ensuring the client has the necessary skills, support, and resources. If the goal requires skills not yet developed, the therapist must either adjust the goal or incorporate skill building into the treatment plan. Relevant. The goal matters to the client personally and aligns with their values and broader life objectives. It addresses what brought them to therapy in the first place. A relevant goal for a counseling student might focus on studying to pass their licensing exam. Sound familiar? While a new parent might prioritize managing postpartum symptoms and bonding with their baby. The goal should feel important enough to motivate them when progress is difficult. And the last one, time, S-M-A-R-T, time-bound. There's a time frame for achieving the goal, creating urgency and allowing for progress evaluation. This might be weeks or months, depending on what the goal. Setting deadlines, or like I say, completion points, creates urgency and provides natural review points. Timelines should be realistic, but not so distant that motivation wanes. Short-term goals, 1 to 2 weeks, builds momentum. Medium-term goals, 1 to 3 months, show substantial progress, and long-term goals, 6 to 12 months, represents major life changes. Time boundaries should also include intermediate milestones. A 3-month goal might have weekly check-ins and monthly progress reviews, allowing for course corrections before the final completion point. So if you see anything about the SMART goals, you've got all the information that you need, and we need you to remember it's in there.